Ohtani agreed to this to allow the Dodgers to still sign these big free agents. They're supposedly in on Yamamoto. They're in on some other guys, maybe even some trading a little bit more. But I do think that this contract is just horrible for baseball. It should be illegal. And in the next CBA or owner's contract, it just needs to be limited. I think that it should still be allowed to happen with these deferred payments. But at the same time, what the Dodgers have just been given the ability to do is basically become your franchise on MLB The Show in rookie mode or beginner. Actually, that's basically what has happened here, and it's good. And there's nothing to stop them at this point.
Yeah,
You
and
know-
I'd say,
Yeah, go ahead,
go
Dean.
ahead. I was going to say, and if they sign Yamamoto, it's even more unfair. But if there's no rules in place, if the three of us were running a team and we had the money, we'd do the same shit.
Of course,
100%.
100%. Yeah,
So
100%. I agree.
It's almost like Major League Baseball is enabling this. Do I think there should be changes of some sort? Yes, but then how do you get a competitive balance with the Pirates or the Rays compared to the Dodgers and Yankees? It's so hard to do. I just think in sports in general, I think the inflation's a little fucking crazy. If you look at NBA contracts as well.
Yeah, contracts over the past decade have just been ridiculous. Quarterbacks, too. Like, we're going to see a $60 million quarterback next year. It's insane. In general, I think there's a big problem. It's so difficult to be able to articulate what you can do to fix it because it's so crazy. But the great thing that I love about baseball, though, is all the time we see it. And we saw it last year with this same Dodgers team. You know, an amazing team in their own right. Yeah, they're adding Shohei, and they're going to add more pieces. They added Tyler Glass now, too, in a trade with the Rays. Like, they're going to get even better, but they still got to do it. And they still got to do it in October when it matters most, when all the pressure in the world's on them. And this is a Dodgers team that still got swept by the D-backs last year, who nobody in the world had doing anything remotely close to what they did. So there's always going to be crazy teams that come up. I think, you know, it's monumental pressure on them to continue to succeed in October. I still think they get there. I think they're going to be there probably in the championship series, but I hope there's another team. It may not be the D-backs, but another team that will hopefully come up, and you see it in baseball more than any sport, be able to take down a Goliath like that. I love it.
It's just going to be interesting if they're going to be able to get over that hump, it seems, in the playoffs that they've just always struggled with. And keep in mind, Yamamoto or not, Kershaw's still a free agent, and it's more than likely that they're going to bring him back because it seems like they just always do at this point.
Well,
and I'm sure he's not taking any discount. He's going to be another $20 million, especially with the year that he had.
And not after Shohei deferred all that money either.
Yeah, so I mean, you're just adding more money on top of that. I'm just curious to see like where the luxury tax goes, and maybe you have to start considering where this is going, that there needs to be some sort of cap in baseball to where like maybe 300's the number, but I don't see how the Marlins and the Pirates and the Rays could ever compete with a team like this.
No,
with
but
the money
it is
being spent.
But Deepaw, you bring up a great point. Winning under pressure when it's expected to
It's
win.
It's the most pressure you can ever encounter.
So difficult. Not only to mention, they're going to deal with it from the media all year.
All year. Yep.
Like they start.
Wait till the Vegas odds come out. Yeah.
Dude, they lose first series. It's all over SportsCenter, dude.
Bro.
All over.
Yep.
So
LA Dynasty crumbling before it starts. Like, oh yeah.
So I do think the pressure is monumental, and I think it's bigger than any Yankee expectation that they've had. I think it's the biggest in sports that I've ever seen, other than when the Patriots were going for the undefeated season.
That was crazy. But even then, that's it's a perfect example. They lost to that Giants team in 07 or 08. And like nobody had that. That was a team that the Giants barely snuck into the playoffs that year. They were a wild card team, and they won every single game on the road and then beat the best team in NFL history, basically.
Yeah, and let's not forget the Diamondbacks are spending money. So
yeah, the D-backs going at it a little bit, dude. So are the Giants. Like, this is going to be a very, very competitive division.
It's not going to be handed to them at any point. No. Even and I could say in the past you can look at an AL or an NL and be like, okay, it's this team's to lose. I'm not so sure that the Dodgers are the clear-cut favorite to come out of the NL. I think they're favored for sure. Yeah. But I'm not going to sit here and be like 100%. It's basically going to be whoever comes out of the AL is going to play that. No, like they still have to go through the gauntlet of whatever that loaded NL is going to look like.